In this video, we will discuss paper 1, chapter 5, that is aspects of child development. So aspects of child development means what are the very, very important aspects the child has to develop, especially in the stage of childhood. I'll give you a short recap on what we have seen. So far we have seen that in child psychology, we are studying uh, um, about psychology. What is psychology? I'm studying one's mental behavior. Of whose mental behavior we are studying? Of course, children's mental behavior. Who are children? Children are the one who is 0 to 18. Why are we studying the 0 to 18 age group, ma'am? Because this age group, whatever they learn, whatever they observe from their environment, whatever they practice, whatever the skills they are introduced is what makes them or gives a shape for their adulthood, ma'am. So later on, that is after 18, they enter into adulthood. Adulthood means you can say 20, 25, so on. In that adulthood, they are going to remain the same. 70% of the people will remain the same. How they are in 25, they will remain the same. It is not, I'm not talking about how they look like, ma'am, not about their physical features, but mental, the mental makeup will remain same. 70% will remain same until they become 50 or 60 years, ma'am. Only 25% gets changed. So this 70 percentage is all gathered from their early stages. Early stages means which involves infancy, childhood, and adolescence. So this is really very, very important, ma'am. These three stages, whatever they learn, see, they are learning so many things in these three stages, but only few things will be taken to their adulthood stage. So whatever few things that they take them into their adulthood stage will remain same until they become 50 or 60 or 70 years, it seems. So that long these characters, what we introduce to children in these early years, carry forward. So this is very, very important stage, ma'am. And in these three stages, now we are going to see uh, especially the childhood in this chapter, ma'am. So initially infancy is given. Infancy, it is 0 to 6 years. So in the infancy, what is very important, ma'am? Development of organs, growth in size is very important. Even mental maturation is important. So for this internal growth in size and mental maturation to happen, what are very important, ma'am? Food is very important, cloth and cleanliness, because for all these factors, the child itself is not cannot prepare food and everything. The child cannot have. Of course, the child is reliable on some other person. So this is generally the mother. So mother should know how to care, what to give, how to nourish the children very clearly, that those all things will have an impact in the child's adulthood, ma'am. So பாருங்க, நம்மள adulthood prepare பண்றதுக்கு, it is not just we are preparing. We always think that all things are made by us. We choose our choice, everything. It is not so. Our early preparation lives are made by the mother, or who is responsible for that. That plays a very, very important role in molding our future character, ma'am. So without our direct contribution itself, our character gets framed well before, during the period of gestation, well before the birth itself. அதுல பாதி வந்து டெவலப் ஆயிடுது. The rest வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த இனிஷியல் இயர்ஸ்ல வந்து it gets developed. And this period of gestation and initial years வந்து நம்மளோட ரோலே வந்து கிடையாது. So before we take the responsibility, before we come into charge itself, our character formation begins, அப்படின்னு psychology believes, ma'am. So for this to happen, what are the factors very important? Food, clothes and cleanliness, sleep, upbringing, and so on. Now we are entering into childhood, ma'am. Childhoodல என்ன ரொம்ப important அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா growth and maturity and mental development and education, ma'am. So as you learn, more matured you become, and more matured you become, learning becomes very easy. So here there is a small example, a case study is being made, ma'am. So what is this case study is all about அப்படின்னு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, they are taking uh, two children. One child is is older than the first one. In the older child na, for about ஒரு 5 months older ன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். About this first child who is in 6 months or 7 months old, first child, and the child they are giving practice to climb stairs. So how long they are giving, ma'am? They are giving practice for a longer period. For example, 5 to 6 months of period they are giving training. So by the time the training gets completed, the child uh, attains 1 year old. Ipo and another 1 year old child is being taken. Inga, this child is given training to climb stairs, but not for 5 months, ma'am. Uh, he is given training for only 15 to 20 days. So what this first child learns for 5 months, this child learns the same skill within 20 days. எப்படி ஏன் இந்த குழந்தைக்கு மட்டும் 5 மாசம் ஆச்சு, இந்த குழந்தைக்கு மட்டும் 20 daysல இந்த சைல்ட் லேர்ன் பண்ணிடுச்சு அப்படின்னா, வெரி சிம்பிள். திஸ் சைல்ட் இஸ் வெரி யங். 5 monthsல இருந்து நம்ம ட்ரைனிங் ஆரம்பிச்சோம். இந்த சைல்டு வந்து 1 yearல தான் ட்ரைனிங் கொடுத்தோம். ஸோ when your mind gets mature, your grasping power also increases. So certain cases requires more training. For certain cases, when the child's mental development is very sharp, training வந்து ரொம்ப இன்டென்ஸா இருக்கும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. The child understands easily basics. So that is what is the difference between learning and the maturation. Now, influence of the this mental development to happen, நல்ல ஷார்ப்பா இருக்கணும், ஹை கிராஸ்பிங் பவர் இருக்கணும்னா, அகெயின் there are certain factors important. What are they, ma'am? பாருங்க, ஃபேமிலி இவ்வளவு நாள் நமக்கு தெரியல. பெஸ்ட் ஸ்கூல் தான் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். We think it is the school plays a major role in the nourishment of our child. It is not so. It is the family also plays a very important role. Neighborhood, school environment, teachers' behavior, the methodologies that we use inside the school, the curriculum is their syllabus, extracurricular activities, administration and discipline, influence of cultural environment, our very own culture, what practices that happens in our culture, how we celebrate Diwali, Christmas, everything, it is very important in making our mind mature, it seems. Now, mental development in first 6 years, that is infancy ku poitanga thirupi. Mental development in first 6 years, how it would be. So general mental pattern of development is discussed here, ma'am. இதுல இல்லாம ஒரு வித்தியாசமான ஒரு டெவலப்மெண்ட் இல்ல வித்தியாசமான ஒரு லைக் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இதெல்லாமும் சில்ட்ரனுக்கு இருக்கலாம். பட் இட் ஆர் வெரி ரேர். பட் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த சில்ட்ரன் வில் ஹேவ் ஒன்லி திஸ் பேட்டர்ன் ஆஃப் டெவலப்மெண்ட், மேம். எப்படி இருக்கும்? அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? சாய்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவ் மெத்தட்ஸ் இன் தி சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் ஆஃப் நீட்ஸ். ஸோ சைல்ட் ஆல்சோ ஹேவிங் சம் நீட்ஸ். என்ன நீட்ஸ் இருக்கும் இந்த சைல்டுக்கு? ஹங்கர், தர்ஸ்ட், ஸ்லீப், நாட் மணி அண்ட் அதர் luxury items or comfort as what we are expecting. இவங்களுக்கு வந்து hunger, thirst, sleep, regulation of temperature இதெல்லாம் தான் இவங்களோட requirements இருக்கும். தென் இது யார் கொடுத்தாலும் அவங்க வந்து அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்குவாங்க. யாராச்சும் ஒரு ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள் பர்சன் கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா they will happily accept it. Generally they avoid all unpleasant things. Unpleasant இருக்கிறது they generally avoid. Painful things they avoid. Apro they learn to walk and talk, walking, talking, detecting things, and they have a great observation skill, ma'am. They keenly observe what is happening around them. Idella on the natural interest, and they don't have this lack of time knowledge. Lack of time knowledge. Na, they do not have capacity to understand the time. Today, yesterday, 2 days back, in the difference they don't understand. They have a great sense of curiosity. They keep questioning you, and then whatever you say, they believe that innocence is there. Imagination is great. Tendency towards self-assertion means they always expect others to praise them. Adukagave they keep things. They keep doing things so that others will appreciate them. They earn for others' appreciation. Distinction between self and others, they do know who are they, who are others. அப்படிங்கிற the difference தெரியும் அவங்களுக்குள்ள. Surrender and enthusiasm. So if they like a person, they surrender to them, and by surrendering them, they become very happy. That is, they gain enthusiasm. Intellectual development, solution for simple problems they can give. Development of memory, they start developing their memory. Development of mental abilities, assist their parents. They love to assist their parents. Assist na சின்ன சின்ன வேலைகள், parents ஓட வேலைகளை செஞ்சு கொடுக்கறதுக்கு, அவங்க சொன்னா என்னன்னு கேட்கறதுக்கு, அதை எடுத்துட்டு வா, இதை எடுத்துட்டு வா, they do that. Those are called assistants to parents. They love doing that. Development of mental abilities, development of sexual tendencies. Generally, this sexual tendencies here doesn't mean that great understanding about other things, but it is only the gender development. If they are male gender, they will understand that there is a boy, that girls are different. அப்படிங்கிற அளவுக்கு அந்த gender differentiation அளவுக்கு தான் their sexual tendency is all about in this stage. Instinctive behavior, whatever they want it immediately. Impulsive behavior, ஏன் எதுக்கு இப்ப வேண்டாம் அப்புறம் வாங்கி தரேன், they don't understand. Anything they want it immediately. Dependence upon others, of course, as I already told you, they're totally reliable for all their basic needs to some other person. Imitation, மத்தவங்க என்ன பண்றாங்களோ they copy it from others. Curiosity, they keep asking questions. Influence of love and affection, they of course they expect too much of love and affection from others. Creative impulses, that they want to do something new out of whatever they see. So that is called, அதான் நம்ம ரொம்ப குறும்பு வாழ உனக்கு மட்டும் எப்படி எப்படி வித்தியாசமா யோசிக்கிற அப்படிலாம் கேட்கிறோம் இல்லையா, that is also a natural tendency of the child அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. Coming to moral development. So what is moral development, ma'am? Knowing what is good and bad. So for children, for whatever they receive appreciation, it is considered as good, ma'am. அவங்க அப்படிதான் நினைப்பாங்க. So if they do something wrong, for example, they steal a pencil from their friend's pocket, friend's school bag, and that அதை வந்து நம்ம appreciate பண்றோம்னு வைங்களேன், and they will accept, okay, this is very good, let us do it next time also. So whatever they receive appreciation, they will repeat that, ma'am. So அதனால தான் we take stern actions, even if it is small thing, we take stern action if it is not good, because this helps them to develop their moral development in later years. Moral, and that is why school also have strict disciplinary measures at times. தப்பு பண்ணா ஏன் ஸ்கூல் ஸ்ட்ரிக்டா இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்ல, so that they don't repeat it. So when they get punishments, or when unpleasant things happen, they don't repeat it frequently now. So this is how their moral development is being organized, they say. Moral development during adolescence. So adolescence la eppadi irpaanga, they don't follow this moral development perfectly. So don't expect also, namakittu solranga romba expect pannadinga that your child should be perfect in adolescence. No, of course, adolescence is the stage where the child so far perfect ah irukra child kuda thinks, why not, let us do that, why not, what is wrong in doing that அப்படிங்கிற அந்த thought அவங்களுக்குள்ள இருந்துட்டே இருக்கும். So you tell them, when certain things you wanted to do, see to that you try to sublime it na கொஞ்சமா பண்ணிட்டு விட்டுரு, ரொம்ப அதிகமா பண்ணாத. Don't suppress na டோட்டலா பண்ணாத அப்படி சொல்லாதீங்க. Don't tell the child, don't do it at all, suppress your emotions or likes or dislikes totally அப்படி சொல்லாதீங்க, but control it அப்படி சொல்லி கொடுங்க, because adolescence only that is going to work out அப்படி சொல்றாங்க. Influence of society and culture, what they see around them, the practices that happen in culture will have a greater impact in their adulthood in later years in molding their character. Aesthetic development, aesthetic development means appreciation, sense of beauty. எதையும் வந்து ஒரு நேர்த்தியா அழகா பண்றது. And you know, when the child grows, initially the child will have a very poor sense of aesthetics, but later years, you know, that child will keep their books and notes neatly. Initially, when they start writing, their handwriting will be very poor. They will scribble, but later years, அதே child வந்து the style will develop a particular pattern in writing and all that. So aesthetic development also, it develops as the age progresses for the child. Aesthetic sense in school again, you know, though the child initial years are very poor, the school keep on insisting, இப்படி பண்ணுங்க அப்படி பண்ணுங்க. In 4-line notebook they say you have to touch this end, the bottom end, எல்லாம் சொல்லி they give them more of training so that they develop their aesthetic sense in later years. Factors affecting aesthetic sense. So எதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப important as age. So as they grow older, naturally the aesthetic sense also gets developed. More intelligent they become, the aesthetic sense also gets developed. Physiological development. So physically when they develop, also aesthetic sense gets developed. The more experienced they are, aesthetic sense get developed. Means the more materials they use when they learn. For example, now your child wants to draw. Simply draw அப்படி சொல்லாம you're giving the materials like paint brush, paint, everything. So with all that, the child develops more of this aesthetic sense. அதுக்கு they require some means or materials for them to practice, then training, then atmosphere. So all these things are very important. Trace the early social development. So what is final development? Is social development, ma'am. எல்லா developments இருக்கு. The child is well built, nice physical body. The child has a great sense of memory, very good mental development, very appreciation sense of beauty, that is aesthetic development. Only the child is, very honest, very good, so on. So very good moral development எல்லாம் இருந்து கூட extremely shy. He will never open up in front of others. He will not mingle with others. I don't like when a group of people are come to my house இப்படி எல்லாம் இருந்தாங்கன்னா, that is they lack social skills அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். When all other skills are very good but not social skill அப்படின்னாலும் success will not come to us. For a person to be successful, definitely that he has to come over this shyness. He has to come over with all, that hindrances in mingling with others. So he should know how to greet others. He should know how to interact others pleasantly. He should know how to deal with others' emotions. He should know how to express his emotions very carefully in front of others. He should know how to control his ego. How to control his anger, etc. So many things play a very important role in determining our social skills. இது எப்போ லேர்ன் பண்ணலாம்? மேபி only in later years he is going to enter the society, say after 18 years. அது வரைக்கும் ஃப்ரீயா விட்டுலாமானா இல்ல. This learning process should begin from 1 year onwards. So that is why in family they say you have to, யாராச்சும் வீட்டுக்கு வந்தாங்கன்னா you should say வாங்க, you should greet them politely, you should offer something to eat or to drink. See, then if the child knows a rhyme, you encourage your child to tell a rhyme in front of others. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம இனிஷியலா இப்ப பண்ணோம்னா slowly the child develops the social skills. What if the child is not developing social skills? Nobody is visiting your place, you're not taking your child anywhere, no functions, nothing. இப்படி வாய் ஒரு child வளர்ச்சுனாதான் generally the children who have been brought up, Indian kids in other foreign countries, or they don't, the child is not getting an opportunity to develop its own country, but in another country, the child will be extremely shy because of the language and their culture, their practice, everything will be different in other countries. So the child will not get an opportunity to mingle with other children freely. In the Mari children, they develop a disorder called autism. What is autism? Autism, they don't like mingling with others. They have very, very poor social skills. நம்ம ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ணி சில்ட்ரனை வந்து ரொம்ப லாங் டைம்ல இப்படியே கம்ஃபர்டபுளா இருந்து திடீர்னு ஒரு நாள் யூ ஆர் ஃபோர்சிங் தி சைல்ட் தட் நோ யூ ஷுட் இன்டராக்ட் வித் அதர்ஸ், யூ ஷுட் ஸ்பீக் அப்படின்னா either the child will hurt the other children or few children will hurt themselves. பயந்து இவங்களே ஹர்ட் பண்ணிக்குவாங்க because they are extremely uncomfortable. இதெல்லாம் டெவலப் see sometimes autism is treatable ma'am, early stagesல கண்டுபிடிச்சா, but severe autism cannot be treatable, they say. So what to do? Initial years lende you have to develop social skills, that is interacting. Too much of interaction illanalo, slow and steady konjam konjama we have to interact within the family members. Then you have to increase the circle, neighbors, then school friends, then the other aunties, then the people, shopkeepers and the money konjam konjama you have to improve or develop the social skills for the children. That is very important. With this, chapter 5 is over.